I just have a concern as far as like the meetings, like for, and if I'm wrong,
let me know. But in the meetings, we were asking a lot of questions, and it's not a shot at but we were asking a lot of questions. Soundly, but there was a lot of questions that were not able to be answered because that information wasn't readily available. In regards to finance, in regards with, there was a question in regards with, well, we were told that it was deficit. We were told that pretty much that, the children's ministry didn't have a budget. And it was very confusing and somewhat frustrating. And in the same tone, we were advised that, the Pink Promise and Man Cave are coming underneath the church. So now I'm telling you what I'm thinking. Do we have a budget now? Does the children's ministry have a budget? That's my first thought. And financially, like, we're asking, okay, if there's a deficit, what is the specific deficit? Because we don't know how much is total, and we really just want to give, but we don't know what to give. You know what I mean? So, from that perspective, it's not to say like, I'm just saying, if we have a meeting and finance is not able to be there, and you're not able to be there, but we can have someone who has those answers, or not bring up those type of topics in there, because then we be confused and have no questions and answers, and we're trying to ask each other questions. And it just becomes very frustrating, very taxing.
That's understandable, and I agree. I agree, and moving forward, we'll see if we can make that happen. We'll make sure that happens. I mean, I would like to be at all leadership meetings moving forward. Honestly, the last one, that was my fault. Sometimes I don't check my calendar like I should, and I usually realize I usually start packing the night before. So I need to start looking at the calendar better and knowing what dates I'll be here so I can make sure I'm there. So we can make sure that everybody has the right type of answers that they need. We want you to have the right type of answers, and you guys are so. That can happen if you want to shed some type of light on that.
Yes. I don't think that the proper word was used in terms of speaking light to the financial matters of the church. Deficit, in my eyes, means that there are, as you spoke to it, there is something there. The income does not meet the expenses. That is not the case. Every month, our bills are paid. You haven't seen any lights going off. The water's been running. Everything's been flowing. Everything has been met. Are there months where giving is down? Yes, but the Lord has been faithful. Everything has been running like clockwork. Yes, we would love to be able to add to different ministries where need be, but that's why I specifically said, even in last year's meeting when we were at the clubhouse, that we need to come together and we need to be creative and use the resources that we have within house while we are still growing, while we are in this stage. I believe the Lord is going to use us in a mighty way, but we have to be faithful with the little in which we have. The Lord cannot bless with what we have not utilized in house. So yes, there are going to be some months where Carlos has mentioned time and time again, like the men's ministry, asking for people to come out and help with landscaping. Those details that are within our household, we have to take ownership of our house. We can't look to say, oh, well, we need to pay out this person to maintain our house. If we can't get down and actually maintain our house, who else will? Who else will? So, I mean, that's all I have to say about that. If there's any specific questions that you have, I'm willing to address them in respect to that. But we're not only
and that was one of the big issues. Like,
we're not in debt.
Because as a church,
We have no debt.
We have no debt.
We
have
and
literally
we were.
no
debt.
We have no debt.
And just full transparency, I mean, we were, and we got smart about what we were doing, and we paid all of our debt off. We paid everybody off. We paid every company off that we owed it. I mean, our debt wasn't highly substantial,
no.
but we have no debt, and that's what we're looking to maintain. We're looking to maintain the fact that we don't have any debt, and I don't want to get into any more debt.
And we do have a budget, and that's the reason why.
And she's very strong and very strict with her budget.
I would
Carlos
say
can
no.
attest to that.
I do believe that finance conversations should not happen unless you're here,
And that's not-
because it's a lot of
that's-
confusion, so.
And
say-
I was
know
in-
you were in traffic, so you
Right.
couldn't get it there in time, and some, should have miscommunication with her husband about the timing and stuff, but I do think it's important that those conversations stay out of leadership meetings unless you're here to bring clarity, because if not, it's gonna cause confusion.
And the other piece to that is, when I was gone, she was away, and we haven't met yet. So when Solomon wasn't able to give y'all the specific answers you wanted, it's just because there was a communication block between us. It wasn't that he doesn't know, it's just that at that particular moment, we had failed to really give him all the information that he needed to give to y'all. And I mean, looking in hindsight, I wish the meeting we would have waited, but nonetheless, we had.
I don't think that Solomon came out just out of the blue and said, oh, this is the finances. The question was asked and it was proposed about the building. So it wasn't like Solomon just said, oh, here's the finances, we're in debt.
Right.
Yeah, it was just a question we had. We were trying to get some understanding.
Okay, we moved into a different building, what's going on with that? It wasn't harping on the whole conversation. It wasn't like that at all. So.
Good, good. I mean, I would love to get to a new church. I would love to get to a new one, but right now we're limited to what we have. And we are looking at property, and I want y'all to know that as we look to final down what that property looks like, we want you all to be on that conversation. And we want y'all to understand where those things, where the church is gonna be. We want y'all to be a part of it. To answer the other part of your question about man cave and pinky promise. For accounting for tax purposes, we have pinky promise, we have the church, we have pinky promise, and we have man cave, and all three are separate. The issue is that in the tax code, if they were to go after pinky promise and to take something from pinky promise, then what'll happen is that now they will have access to come after everything that pretty much my wife and I, that we have, which will also include the church. So we're trying to, for tax reasons, we're trying to make sure that we're protected. It's more difficult for the government to come after the church than it is for them to go out of outside organizations. We can prove that we're a church, but outside organizations like Pinky Promise, like the Man Cave, which are nonprofit, they can still infiltrate those more, and because they're connected to us, then they can take down this church. So our goal is to take those things tax-wise, to put them underneath the church, so the church can provide a firewall. Then we want to create other firewalls that ultimately keeps the government out of this place. Now, how does that relate with women's ministry and stuff like that? I know you have questions about that. See, the things that goes on here at the church, we want to make sure that those things continue. When, if whatever that we do, we want to make sure that those things continue. It's not that we're coming here saying, Melissa, we don't want you anymore. We're going to add Pinky Promise. We're going to throw in a new Pinky Promise leader from Georgia State University, and that's going to be it. We want, and I guess I can let you speak more to that, baby, as much as we talked about it. But just so people know, our motivation for that was to make sure the government doesn't come in and take the church.
Yeah.
That's our biggest thing. And that's, things that we're preparing for that are going to come down the clock. You want to express more of that towards Pinky Promise?
Well, so pretty much, just to add to what he was saying is, Pinky Promise also already has a structure. There's studies, there's community service you can do, there's prayer night. I mean, it's all the same thing. We're just renaming it, and we're saying it's Pinky Promise underneath the umbrella. Again, we want to protect Pinky Promise so it doesn't go, again, if the IRS comes, it doesn't go for everything else. So I guess we'll just call it Pinky Promise, the Gathering Oasis, which is fine. And we can, it really doesn't matter, but it's more so for tax purposes, again, to put it underneath. So if you want to do a study, then great. If you don't, if you want to do other activities, if you want to get together with me, we can plan different things. We can totally do that too. Just let me know, and I'm down to do whatever. So.
Because you're still the leader. We want you to know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't the one who even asked the
I know.
question.
I'm providing this for you so that everybody else can know. Everybody else can know.
If it's for tax purposes, then the activity doesn't necessarily have to overlap either way. You don't necessarily have to
Do the same thing.
You don't necessarily Pinky Promise can still operate the same way, so it shouldn't conflict if it's just for tax purposes.
What do you mean?
The Pinky Promise is still going to be Pinky Promise. Y'all know us. We know us under the for tax purposes under the Gathering Oasis Church. But as far as how it interacts with the church, it doesn't have to necessarily conflict with what the church does.
Oh, it's not. I mean, it's not going to come. We don't.
The activity doesn't necessarily have to change, or the name doesn't have to change either, because you can have a ministry and call it whatever you want to call it.
And you're right. I guess to answer your question, you're right, because we're not trying to change the activities. We're not trying to change what you all have been doing with the prayer nights and stuff like that. We're not trying to change that kind of stuff. The only thing is just for tax purposes, because they can prove that Pinky Promise is not a church. And when they prove that, the door opens up, the floodgates come, and that's what they